Matter. Conan O'Brien accused of stealing jokes. The San Diego man filed a lawsuit against him and TBS, claiming several jokes posted on his personal blog and on Twitter were making it into O'Brien's late-night monologue. Geek Factory CEO Peter Shankman never steals jokes. Confide co-founder John Broad, with me now, always steals jokes. What do you think? Is this serious or not?
Everyone steals jokes. That's what social media is. That's what the internet is. This has been going on since Milton Berle. You know, people were claiming that this is nothing new, and that it even made it into a lawsuit is surprising.
It's silly.
Can't put the genie back in the bottle. And it's an utterance, it's a joke, it's a thought, it's out on social media, it's out there, and I think there are only 4 jokes in the world anyway. Everything else is simply a derivative.
Is a variation on those 4. Right. All right, well, we should write to this guy in San Diego. Obviously, very little sympathy coming from here. Internet overtaking TV as Comcast's main business. I felt like this would happen. I'm just surprised with how fast. Peter,
I'm actually surprised it took this long.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the concept that, you know, back in 1995, right, 20 years ago, when I started my career at America Online, it was you'd watch TV and then you'd go online every once in a while. Now, with multiple screen devices, you don't do anything without having some form of internet in front of you. So I'm really surprised it took this long.
Yeah, I think the trend lines are really interesting. So they lost 8,000 cable subs in Q2, and they gained 180,000 high-speed internet subs. So clearly the writing is on the wall. I think also what's interesting, you have roughly the same number of subs, 22.5 million, but they generated 5.3 billion from cable and 3 billion from internet. So as that trend goes more to internet, they're going to have to figure out the revenue or make it up on volume.
So, Peter, who should Comcast be most afraid of? Google?
I would say definitely Google, but I would also say, you know, the concept of this is one case where, in this specific situation, cord cutting, millennials and things like that actually works in their favor. You know, if everyone's leaving cable to go watch the same shows on Hulu or on Netflix or whatever it is, that's actually beneficial. They just have to figure out a way to make sure that the content flows through them.
Bob Iger said something about ESPN, like, yeah, this will be available over the top in 5 years, which I always thought live sports was the exception. As far as bundling,
I was watching the World Cup online in 2010 from my phone, so you know it's happening.
Everything's going direct to consumer. The internet is clearly disrupting the cable providers.
All right, now speaking of disruption, Delta is going to upgrade very select customers to private jets. So this sounds like an awesome deal, but it's actually good for the private jet companies, right? Because they bring people someplace and then can't necessarily, you know, maybe they don't have a fare booked, so they offer it. Delta offers it, and then if you're a Delta frequent flyer, you think this is the best thing ever.
Well, it's a PR stunt. I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of it's a PR stunt. You know, it's not an upgrade. You think upgrade, you think, oh, I paid for coach and I got to first class. This is an additional charge. It's only if the jet happens to be in the market you're flying. Only if you're top tier medallion. You know, it's a great idea and it'll generate a lot of buzz. And if you get it and you're lucky and you can shell out that extra $800. Go for it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But it's not a free perk.
$300 to $800.
But totally agree. And just picking up on the publicity stunt concept, I mean, this is a commoditized industry of commercial aviation. It's a commoditized rewards program. Everyone's got the same things. To sort of take a stand and say private jets, I think, is a great stunt. I think others will follow suit, so it will be commoditized in the end. But I applaud Delta for it.
It's a step up also from, you know, United a couple of years ago started with their top tier people, their global services people. They'd pick you up at the gate when your plane landed and drive you in a Mercedes to the next game.
I'm trying so hard to remain journalistically intact and not really say anything about any of these brands. So we're going to take a break. Peter and John will be back.